Thanks to a number of gameplay reveals over the past couple of months, I have been able to compile a list of vocation skills that we know to date will feature in Dragon's Dogma 2. In this video, I will go through each one of the mage skills revealed thus far and will be featured in the game on release day. Many of these skills, however, were shown off at the Tokyo Game Show, and the quality of the footage, to be frank, is pretty shitty. However, we are able to discern the in-game descriptions for these skills. So with that said and done, time to uncork your inner dork and let's get nerdy. LaVine and High LaVine is described as striking an enemy from above with tongues of lightning. All forms of LaVine can be cast using a staff or archstaff, and strikes foes from above with a thunder-based magic. In addition to the damage of the spell, it may either knock down small enemies or stun larger ones, if susceptible. In DD1 Dark Arisen, you can also upgrade High LaVine to Grand LaVine. However, there has been no evidence as of yet suggesting that Grand LaVine will be featuring in Dragon's Dogma 2. With the Fire, Ice and Lightning Boon skill, it enchants the caster's weapon or that of a single ally with fire, ice or lightning. The enchantment persists for a period of time. Now, like all affinities, this skill changes the staff's and archstaff's projectile properties when using magic agent, the light attack and focused bolt. With the fire boon, and more specifically the fire element, damage from fire attacks have a chance to ignite enemies, and this probability is further increased when these foes are tarred. This will be extremely useful early game, as many foes are weak to fire damage, and it even has a chance to panic certain monster types, burns creature wings so that they are unable to fly, and so on. Whereas the ice boon is effective against most saurians, drakes and goblins, with a chance to freeze those enemies on hit, which is increased if those targets are wet. The lightning element, on the other hand, causes thundershock, forming chain lightning from the struck foe, hitting multiple nearby enemies, and also inflicts increased damage when that target is drenched, and some enemies will even drop their armaments when stunned. Of course, there are 5 archmagics: Fire, Ice, Lightning, Holy and Dark, with no confirmed word on the Holy or Dark boom spell variants as of yet, but these are to be expected in the final release. Further, the upgraded versions of Fire, Ice and Lightning Boon, which in DD1 and Dark Arisen were referred to as Affinity Pacts, have also not yet been revealed. The Friger Mage skill is summed up as: conjure a giant pillar of ice that lingers for a period of time and can serve as a stepping stone. After the pillar is destroyed, grabbable blocks of ice will remain. The ice spires and the explosion from the destroyed ice block created by Friger have a chance to freeze enemies in place. The spires have good knockdown and will lift smaller enemies into the air. Traditionally, Friger can also be upgraded to High Friger, and in Dark Arisen it became Grand Friger, with a suitable mage ring, band or staff bearer's band equipped, with the upgraded versions thereof leaving ice platforms behind that can be used during exploration to reach hidden treasures and gain access to otherwise unreachable locations. Next up is the Helom spell, which we don't currently have an exact description for DD2. However, in DD1, Helom is described as follows: invokes a magical sigil which clears the following from those who enter: poison, torpor, silence, having caught on fire and being frozen solid. Infused with holy magic, naturally Helom also damages undead, skeletons and ghosts that stray into the sigil's effect, in addition to a chance to heal the caster in the process. Of course, in DD1 we know that Helom also has an upgraded version in High Helom, whose sigil persists for a longer period of time and also cures blind, curse, possession, sleep and skill shifting, in addition to poison, torpor, silence, burning and frozen. High Helom, however, has not yet been confirmed to be in Dragon's Dogma 2. Next up is Magic Bolt and Focused Bolt, returning from Dragon's Dogma 1. Described as a light attack that differs based on active enchantments. and can be cast while moving. Magic Bolt's advanced version in Focus Bolt has also been spotted in the Tokyo Game Show build, that when upgraded enables the Arisen to fire multiple bolts. Both Magic Bolt and Focus Bolt can add elemental effects and damage via enchantments depending on the archmagic used, and as described, the effect varies depending on whether a permanently or temporary enchanted weapon is used. The next skill returning is the heavy attack Anodyne, which conjures a magical curative sigil that recovers the health of the caster and their allies when in contact with it. Anodyne is another holy base spell, which in addition to healing can deal damage to undead skeletons and ghost type monsters when entering the sigil's area of effect. Of course, in DD1, Anodyne upgrades to High Anodyne and can be further enhanced in Dark Arisen to Grand Anodyne when a suitable mage ring or band is equipped. No word yet if the upgraded versions will feature in DD2, but I would expect one if not both will be part of the mage's repertoire. Next up is Levitate, which manipulates the caster's weight through magical means, allowing them to float temporarily. Of course, this is useful in exploration, where certain treasure chests and areas are much more easily accessible using the Levitate spell. Moving on from the base mage skills returning from DD1, we are also currently aware of 4 returning augments in Apotropism, Beatitude, Intervention and Perpetuation. Apotropism augments your magical defense, or in other words, it reduces the damage from magical attacks, whereas Beatitude increases the amount of health recovered from curatives and curative magics. Intervention, on the other hand, reduces the duration of debilitations you are afflicted with, like burning, blindness, petrification, and so on. And Perpetuation extends the duration of all enchantments and invigorations. Along with the 15 mage skills returning to Dragon's Dogma 2, we also know of 10 others that are brand spanking new. As such, there is a limited amount of information available on them, and we may have to wait until release date to get some clarity on how these function in-game. Nonetheless, here are the 10 new Dragon's Dogma 2 skills. Flagration and High Flagration, which unleashes a swirling jet of flame straight ahead for a period of time. The flame ignores defense and can pass through multiple targets, and while active, the caster can still move. Palladium, on the other hand, conjures a cluster of magical energy that blocks up to 3 attacks from targets. The cluster will also dissipate after a period of time. Empyrean conjures an orb of holy light that deals immediate damage to nearby targets in all directions. The light remains for some time even after the attack concludes. The Celerity skill conjures a magical sigil that hastens the speed of allies within range. The effect persists for a period of time. The Quick Spell skill is a vocation action which greatly hastens incantation speed, whilst consuming stamina in the process. And the only new augment for which we have a description, known at this point in time, is Exaltation, which augments your stamina recovery speed. Finally, there are 3 further skills for which we have no description at this stage, and I guess we will just have to wait and see what they're all about. These are Argentonic, Solemnity, and Spellhold. Before you go, please don't forget to get your name in the Gaming Analytics Dragon Dogma 2 giveaway draw. All you need to do is give this video a like, subscribe to the channel, and give me a comment down below so I know who you are. It's time to get excited, nerds. We're almost there. See you soon.